If you are over 70 years old, you should not be invested in the stock market anymore. Get that money out of there now. Guys, I'm 63 and I am still invested in stocks. I'm currently about 60-40, maybe a little bit below that, stocks to bonds, okay? When I started investing at 40, I was like, I think about 75-25 stocks to bonds. Slowly went down to where I am now, and I plan on getting more conservative after the current age that I am, 63, until I reach my early 70s, where I'm going to take all my money out of the stock market. What am I going to put it into? There's 3 options that I'll get to in a couple minutes. But you might be saying, why? Why don't you want to be invested in stocks, man? You've got, over a decade or so, stocks have the best return compared to other investments, right? Yes, they do, okay? Here's one of the reasons I will not be invested in the stock market when I'm, say, 71 or 72. Now, this all comes down to the point of if you are completely sure that you have enough money to last for, let's say, if you're 70, the next 15 to 20 years, okay? That's the big caveat. You have to be 95% sure that you're going to have enough money to last you when you're, say, 71 till the end of your life, okay? So why? Why am I not going to be invested in stocks? And again, I'll get to the 3 investments that you should be doing in your 70s in a couple minutes. Number 1, what I just mentioned a second ago, when you're young, guys, you have plenty of time to withstand any down markets. When you're 30, hey, if I was investing at 30, I would probably have been 90% stocks. I didn't start till I was 40, so I was about 75% stocks, okay? You can withstand anything. In your 20s, be 100% stocks. But the older you get, the less time you have left, okay? Yes, over a decade, stocks do return. What is an average? I think 8 to 9%, maybe even a little higher, okay? Yes, but we're talking about a decade, guys, a whole decade. When you are 73, you might not have a decade left to live. Look at the average life expectancies. What happens if you go into a humongous down market and you are still 70% in stocks? You gonna have time to make that up? Yeah, I don't think so. Here's another reason. The ups and the downs of the stock market hit harder when you are retired. For those of you who are retired, leave me comments. Okay, leave me comments. I bet you know what I'm talking about. For those of you who have not retired yet, believe me, when you have no more income coming in and you're watching your investments go down slowly, it might be fastly, right? That's an uncomfortable place to be in because you have no income coming in. You're not getting a salary. You're just watching your piggy bank shrink day to day, week to week. That's an uncomfortable place to be. Now, yes, if you are 63 like I am, you should still be invested in stocks. You've got a long time horizon left for you to make up any bad markets, all right? I'm looking at a 25, maybe even a 30-year time horizon for my retirement. My mom passed away at 91. My dad's 89. He's still going strong. Now, if you have less longevity in your family, that's another decision to make. You might want to get out of the stock market even earlier than 70, let's say, okay? Hey, for those of you who see me for the first time, my name is Duane, and this is a retirement channel for people on moderate income. If that's something you think you might like the video and subscribe if you want to. So what's another reason behind that? As I said in the beginning, guys, another reason you may want to stay in stocks is if you are not financially set. Let's say you're 74, okay? You think you might have enough to last you till, let's say, you're 90, but you don't know for sure. Your money has to still keep working for you in that case, okay? In that case, yeah, stay in the stock market, okay? Make sure it's a conservative amount, 50-50 stocks to bonds, 45-55 stocks to bonds. But if you were in that situation, yeah, stay in the stock market. But if you're not, if you are totally sure, if you've got more than enough money and you are 74, and let's say your parents live to be 85, take that money out of the stock market. You don't need the headache anymore. My girlfriend's mother used to watch the stock market on a day-to-day basis when she was, I think, 65. It gave her anxiety. She eventually took all of her money out of the stock market. Okay, that may be you. So what are the three different things, the three, let's say, less risky places to put your money when you are 70 and beyond? There's three choices I have for you. Actually, there's more than three. These are the three that I would look at, you know, if we're talking about an alternative. Now, guys, when I'm talking about taking your money out of the stock market, I'm not talking about putting it all into cash, okay? Don't do that. Don't take it and put it all in a mattress or something. You do not want to be doing that. You want to at least be making a small return on your money in a less risky environment than the stock market, okay? So the first out of these three alternatives, T-bills. Hey, they're backed by the government, okay? I have been off and on in T-bills with all or most of my cash on hand ever since I retired. I think that's a great place to be. A couple of years ago, we were at 4.5% on those 6-month T-bills. I was raking that in, baby. If you're talking about safe investments, yeah, the definition of raking it in is not 7 or 8% per year, okay? So for a safe investment, 4.5% a couple of years ago, that was doing pretty well. Now they're not quite as high. T-bills, you can even do a T-bill ladder if you want. You know, if you want to just take a lot of effort out of it, stack those up every 6 months, go to another ladder, or every 3 months, or every year, whatever you want to do. There's so many different options for T-bills, guys. Number 2, CDs, certificates of deposits. I'm sure you guys know what this is, right? I mean, it's an alternative to T-bills. You know, now with CDs, you're not going to be swapping money in and out all the time, okay? You have to make sure that you're going to not really need this money for a while, but CDs can give you a good return. A friend of mine has not all of their assets in a CD. I would say about 40% of all their assets are in CDs. We're talking about hundreds of thousands of dollars. Guys, it's not just for like putting $20,000 away and saying, I'll get to it in a couple years. No, they are good investments. CDs. What's another alternative for you? As you guys know on this channel, I am a fan of annuities for a small portion of your total assets. But if you get to the age of 70 plus, you might even think about bumping that small portion of your total assets up a little bigger, to a little bigger amount, and make it into an annuity. If you got Social Security coming in, you put an annuity on top of that. Now, I'm not talking about all your cash. I'm not talking about all your investments, I mean. But as opposed to 15 to 20%, when say you're 60 years old, you want to put into annuity, maybe 35% or so put into annuity when you're 70 plus, okay? Use that in combination with CDs, in combination with T-bills. That's a good place to be. That is a place that won't go like, whoa, like the stock market. When you're 76, looking at that going, oh my God, my heart can't take it anymore, right? Guys, there are three options for you. Now, what is my favorite one? My favorite one, because I've been doing it since off and on, like I said, since I've been retired, T-bills. When I get to the age of, say, 70, 71, 72, I am no longer going to be in the stock market. Because, now, again, if I have enough money, in my case, to last another 20 years. Okay, again, longevity is in my family. So if I'm 72, that'll last me to 92. Okay, if I am confident in that, I will have the bulk of my money in T-bills. It's always worked well for me. Will I do a T-bill ladder? Possibly. Might just oversee it myself. See what's going on. Hey, 6 months, look at it again. Where do you want to put it now? T-bills to me have always been my sweet spot. Okay, I usually invested in 6-month T-bills. Okay, you can do longer terms than that, but for me that was a sweet spot. 3-month T-bills, yeah, no. A year, I could have done a year, but anything past that for me, it just didn't work for me. So there you go, guys. Leave me your comments. I know I'll have a lot of detractors on this. I know I'll have some people, because I know my viewers. I know you guys. Some people that are 72 and are still 90% in stocks. Give us your reasoning for that, if that is you. Even if you're still 50% in stocks at 75, give us your reasoning. Why are you willing to deal with the headache of the stock market when you're 75? I know I don't want to be there. Guys, let us know what you think. Really curious about that. There are so many different options besides the stock market. Yes, when you're very young, stocks, all the time. The older you get, get more conservative, more conservative. And let me tell you, this decision I've made just came to me recently. Okay, I was going to be in the stock market all my life. But then I'm looking back over my 4 or 5 years of retirement now. I don't want the headaches anymore when I'm older. And if I am set with my money for the next 20 years, when I am 73, I will be out of the stock market. And as always, from the slightly windy, hope it wasn't too bad, high desert, we got this.